My name is Benjamin Kernock. I'm 20 years old and I'm a student at Gloucester doing Creative Media Level 3 Year 2. In this video I will be talking about my experiences with last year's course and the projects I created for it, as well as my strengths and weaknesses that I gained from the things that I've learned. I will also talk about my short, mid and long-term goals in life and what I need to do to achieve them. So let's get started. My performance last year was rather inconsistent. I loved doing the practical work such as making the podcast and filming for the Smile campaign, although I admit that I fell short when doing the written work. It's more prominent on my Smile campaign webpage, which is still unfinished, but the final product was a solid piece of work and I'm very proud of it. Same goes for the podcast. The last project, the Hips campaign, was where I found my footing though. Maybe it was the pressure of the final piece, but I managed to produce a lengthy, in-depth webpage for all of my written work, as well as a great final edit of my video, which was tons of fun to shoot. Despite not doing much of the written work at the start, that wasn't due to a lack of passion. I was eager to do it, but it just boiled down to procrastination, which I hope to improve on this new year. What is SWOT? It is a strategic management technique used to help a person name their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to business competition or project planning. In my case, it is for college work and projects. So let's get into them.
Okay.
I always try to look on the bright side of things, not just in a work environment, but in general. It helps me keep a positive mental attitude and makes working on stressful projects far more tolerable, especially when I'm working with other people. If I stay positive, then it will boost morale. I help where I can as much as possible when working in a team. I make sure everyone's voices are heard, as well as coming up with ideas that can further improve our work. Without teamwork, no group projects would be done efficiently. I feel like my editing skills have come a long way since I joined the course. I'm very familiar with Adobe Audition and Premiere Pro, although I still have a few areas to learn, like utilizing keyframes properly. But overall, I am extremely confident in my editing skills, and that will go a long way for my future career paths. It is easy for me to pay attention to people when they are talking. I always take on board what they are saying, be it a colleague, lecturer, or simply just a friend. This strength helps a lot when I'm given constructive criticism. I make sure I keep in mind what I can improve based on what my peers have said to me.
Under weaknesses, you've put eczema.
Buses are constantly late or getting cancelled, so it's a struggle for me to get to my classes on time. This isn't inherently my fault, but one way I could combat this is to wake up earlier and take an earlier bus, but most of the time they get cancelled too. I've struggled my entire life with procrastination, and it's caused me to miss a lot of deadlines in the past. Even if it is the simplest task, I can rarely ever find the motivation to do them and leave them to the last minute. If I were to just persevere and get on with my work, then this wouldn't be a problem. I do think I've gotten a little bit better recently with doing the work on time, but my procrastination still lingers about from time to time. I can work with the camera simply fine, but when it comes to the technical aspects, I'm completely lost. Mainly with navigating the menus, which are different with each camera model we use, and just getting the camera focused correctly and making sure all the settings are correct and ready for the shoot. I'm hoping to improve my camera skills in the next few months, but for now it's probably my worst weakness.
Now I'm a little motivated.
My current editing skills will allow me to find a part-time job as an editor. I just need to start building up a portfolio of my work and get connections to people in the industry who need an editor. My cousin has worked with a lot of content creators, spanning from Jackmate, TGF, Tommy Innit, Game Theory, and even some of the Sidemen. He's always said he's willing to help me build bridges to those people and get my name out there as an editor/content creator. I plan to go to uni in 1 or 2 years' time too, although it's not my top priority now. The grades I get from this course will aid me in getting into a good university where I can learn much more about editing and hopefully learn how to use other editing software. Procrastination seems to be the main threat for me. Like I said, it's caused me to miss a lot of deadlines in the past, and if I don't do something about it, then it can affect my overall work ethic. So to keep me from procrastinating too much, then I will set myself little smart goals to maintain a decent work ethic and keeping my work from going over deadlines. Another threat for me again is punctuality. Cancelled buses mean that I'm missing out on valuable college time where I could be working on projects, or learning new information about upcoming assignments. To combat this, I will seek out alternative ways of getting to college, be that a lift from one of my family members or friends, riding a bicycle, learning to drive, or even getting a taxi. Some of those options are a little bit more costly than just getting the bus, but due to how unreliable they are, it seems like I will have to soon exercise those options. My main aspiration in life is to become a professional editor/creator, making content about the things that I'm passionate about and creating a community online where people can share their stories and passions for that medium. I've already made videos like this in the past, like with the HIPS campaign for college last year, where I went to a gaming event called Insomnia 68, where I asked people how they got into video games and how it influenced them as people, as well as few personal videos that I have on my personal YouTube channel. Another aspiration in life would be to travel the world, documenting unfamiliar cultures and sharing my stories from around the world. I'd like to think of myself as a storyteller, so to be able to share those stories and experiences with people is a major goal of mine. To fulfill these aspirations, I'm going to need some goals. My main short-term goal is to refine my editing skills so I can confidently produce high-quality content. Like I said before, I am already confident in my skills as an editor thus far, but there are still a few areas that I need to sharpen up on. For example, keyframing and visual effects. I would also like to improve my camera skills. Admittedly, I'm not great at using one, which is why I hope to learn all the ins and outs of them within the next several months of this course. I'm determined to get a distinction this year. I will crack down on the workload and make sure each deadline is reached for me to create a distinction level product. This isn't necessarily to do with college, but I would like to find a better paying job. While I get by with my current salary, I find myself never being able to spend money on things that are important to my college work: cameras, video editing software, capture cards, etc. My medium goal is to freelance as an editor, working for friends' projects, first as to build up a portfolio of my work and then get my name out there, as well as helping me build bridges to bigger content creators. My cousin makes thumbnails for their YouTube videos, so if I play my cards right, I can get him to make some thumbnails for me and the projects that I'm working on. Here is a list of projects that I plan to make in the future, the ticks meaning that I have done them. These are for my YouTube channel as well as the group channel that Paul, Alex and myself all co-own. My long-term goals consist of 3 options: become a full-time editor/creator, making videos on subjects that I'm passionate about, go to university and study multiple editing techniques and software, although I'm not sure which university to go to yet, and finally find a job at a media company editing project/marketing campaign videos. All of these goals boil down to how I do at college, which is why I need to buckle down and meet deadlines, whilst making distinction level content and exceeding each project every time. Here is a current timeline of my goals for the future. These consist of my goals for this year as well as my future plans. Hopefully, if I stick to this timeline, then I will meet my goals and become successful in my future endeavors. I recently looked into getting a job at a company named Pinpoint Media. They are an award-winning content production agency that specializes in content strategy, video, animation, photography, and podcasts. Some examples of their work are the Miracle Kitchen YouTube ad, a commercial advertising a brand of organic milk that acts just like dairy milk. The advert explains that while they cannot create real miracles, they can produce a high-quality milk with no dairy, lactose, cane sugar, etc.
We make miracles. Well, sort of. We can't do this. Or this. Sorry, Dad. We can't bring the king back from the grave. Levitation? No. Make this appear? Nope. And this? Dream on, Stephen. But we can make a milk from a blend of organic plants that works just like dairy milk. And that is a miracle you can rise up and believe in.
They also have produced a podcast which revolved around high-quality equipment and informative topics that educate the listeners and overall just be an entertaining podcast. While I'm not keen on working in the production side of the content they produce, I would like to work there as an editor, putting together all the content and bringing it to life. In terms of creating YouTube content, I investigated channels that produce similar content that I want to create, and the channel that stuck out to me the most was Offline TV. Their videos consist of challenges, vlogs, gaming videos, and much more.
4 o'clock, you did a little more. I'm looking at maintaining eye contact.
What the dog doing?
I've been watching them for about 3 years now, and they've been my main inspiration to create my own content. Most importantly, their editing style.
I'm ready for Japan.
Paul, Alex and I have created a group channel called Par Media, which is where we hope to create similar content to that of Offline TV. So if we keep coming up with ideas and uploading them, then we'll be one step closer towards our aspirations. Thanks for watching.